Last month, I made a routine trip to the pharmacy. It wasn't for anything serious, just the basics. I needed something for a tension headache, a bottle of sleep aid for those restless nights, and a tube of antibiotic cream for the first aid kit. I stood in line, watched the cashier scan the items, and when she handed me the receipt, I stared at it in genuine shock. $80. I stood there for a moment looking at that slip of paper. For $80, I walked away with 3 small plastic bottles filled with synthetic chemicals. These pills will run out in a month, maybe 2, and when they do, I will have to get in my car, drive back to the store, stand in line, and pay another $80. It hit me right then and there. This isn't healthcare. This is a subscription service. As long as I rely 100% on that store with the fluorescent lights, I am essentially renting my health. I am paying a monthly fee just to feel okay. And the moment I stop paying, the relief stops coming. But the price tag is only half the problem. The bigger issue is the dependency.
One bottle, please. That'll be $12.
We have built a life
Thank
where
you.
our well-being is tied to a just-in-time supply chain that is becoming more fragile every single year. Later that same day, I went into my backyard and looked at a small packet of seeds I purchased. This packet cost me pennies, literally pennies. And unlike the pill bottle, the contents of this packet don't run out. They multiply. Today, I want to have a serious conversation about why I'm slowly but surely replacing the pharmacy aisle with my backyard. I'm not telling you to never see a doctor again. Modern medicine is a miracle for emergencies. If I break my leg, take me to the hospital. But I am telling you that for the minor ailments, the headaches, the scrapes, the insomnia, the stomach aches, you are being vastly overcharged for things that nature gives away for free. Let's talk about the economics of a garden versus the economics of a pharmaceutical company. It comes down to one simple distinction. Are you a consumer or are you a producer? When you buy a bottle of painkillers, you are the perfect consumer. You use the product, it disappears, and you return with your wallet open. It is a perfect business model for big corporations. They love customers who need them repeatedly. But when you plant a medicinal garden, you become the producer. Take a single plant like chicory or yarrow. You plant it once, it grows, you harvest what you need, and then, miraculously, it drops seeds. It spreads. It comes back next spring without you paying a single cent. It is a one-time investment that pays you dividends for the rest of your life. With inflation hitting groceries, gas, and utilities, do you really think medicine prices are going to stay low? In 2026, having your own supply isn't just a quirky hobby, it is a financial shield. It is the only way to opt out of the inflation loop. Let's look at specific examples of what I mean. I want to talk about 3 plants that I believe every household should have. The first one is something you have probably walked past 1,000 times. You might have even sprayed it with weed killer. It's called wild lettuce. In the mid-1800s, this wasn't considered a weed. It was a staple in American medicine cabinets. Before modern opioids and synthetic painkillers existed, this plant was harvested for its milky white sap. Historically, doctors and herbalists used it to soothe joint pain, calm quiet coughs, and help with insomnia. They didn't have a CVS on the corner. When a farmer's back ached after 12 hours in the field, he didn't take a pill that damaged his liver. He used a tincture made from this plant. I'm not saying it's morphine, it's not. But for me, when my muscles are sore or I can't turn my brain off at night, I don't reach for the chemical stuff anymore. I use the natural version. It's mild, it's effective, and best of all, it's free. Why pay $15 for a box of pills when the generic version grows in the dirt? By the way, wild lettuce is just one of the 10 essential plants I believe every household needs. I've actually put a link to the full medicinal garden kit in the description below this video, so you can see exactly what else is in it. But stick with me, because this next plant, the battlefield plant, is arguably even more critical for emergencies. Here's the second one, yarrow. If you look at ancient texts, going all the way back to the legends of the Trojan War, this plant was famous. They called it soldier's woundwort. The Latin name is Achillea millefolium, named after Achilles. Why? Because chemically, this plant contains compounds that are known to help stop minor bleeding and fight infection. It was the battlefield medicine of our ancestors. Today, we buy tubes of antibiotic ointment and boxes of plastic bandages. But what happens if the store is closed or if the trucks stop moving? We saw a few years ago how quickly the shelves can go bare. Knowing how to crush clean yarrow leaves to make a poultice for a cut isn't magic or witchcraft. It is basic survival knowledge that everyone used to have. We outsourced that knowledge to corporations, and now we're paying a premium for it. The third plant I want to mention is chicory. You've seen its bright blue flowers along the roadside. Most people think it's just a pretty weed, but the root of the chicory plant is a powerhouse. During the Great Depression and World War II, when coffee was too expensive or inaccessible, people roasted chicory root as a substitute. But beyond that, it has traditionally been used to support digestion and act as a mild natural pain reliever for stiff joints. It's a plant that feeds you, heals you, and comforts you. And it grows in the poorest soil imaginable. It doesn't need to be coddled, it just provides. Now, I can hear some of you saying, "This sounds great, but I'm not a botanist. I don't know what these plants look like. I'll probably go into the woods and pick poison ivy by mistake." That is a valid fear. Identification can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing, and that is exactly why I don't forage in the woods anymore. I want certainty. I want to know exactly what is growing in my soil. That is why I started growing them in a controlled environment. I found a resource called the Medicinal Garden Kit. It's a collection of the 10 most essential seeds, including the wild lettuce, yarrow, and chicory I just mentioned, packaged specifically for people who want to be self-reliant. Inside, you get the seeds for plants that have been used for centuries for sleep, pain relief, and fighting infections. You don't need a farm, you don't need acres of land. You can grow these in pots on a balcony, on a windowsill, or in a small 5x5 patch in your backyard. But seeds are the first step. Having the plant is useless if you don't know how to prepare it. That is why I also keep a physical copy of the Home Doctor book on my shelf. It explains exactly how to harvest these plants and turn them into salves, tinctures, and teas safely. It bridges the gap between having a garden and having a pharmacy. We live in a world that tries to convince us that we're helpless without big systems. They want us to believe that health only comes from a factory. But our grandparents knew better. They knew that true freedom starts with being able to heal yourself and your family with what the earth provides. There's a quiet confidence that comes from looking at a garden and knowing, I have what I need right there. If the prices double next year, I'm okay. If the supply chain breaks, I'm okay. Don't wait until the prices get any higher. Don't wait until you're standing in a pharmacy aisle staring at empty shelves. Click the link in the description to get the Medicinal Garden Kit. Start small, plant one seed, reclaim a little bit of your independence. Because the best pharmacy isn't the one down the street with the high prices and the long lines. It's the one you grow yourself.